This is an important meeting in that it charts the direction that we want to take for these projects. And basically tonight's, Matt's here with his colleagues to be able to answer any kind of question that you have out there. But it's important in that we're either accepting the bid or we're rejecting the bid. And so Matt will be able to give you some details regarding that, but it's important that you have all the information you need so you make a good decision. I've told you right now that just the bid, the lowest bid came in just a little bit higher than we anticipated. And that's primarily due to the fact that's just the world we live in at this point. Everything's more expensive than it was a year ago at least, or more longer. So there's that. And then, accepting the bid would put us on a path towards having the new boiler in place for the heating season in 26. And so, again, Matt will be able to give you some details on the bids themselves. I gave you some information that was shared with me earlier today regarding the bid and a few other pieces of information in your folder. So I encourage all of you to ask as many questions as possible tonight to get the information you need. That's why we have Matt and his colleague with us here tonight. So I'll turn things over to them and chime in when I need to.
All right. Did you hand them out a letter with the bid tab?
Yeah.
So bids were received on the 13th of this month. CMI, Commercial Mechanical Incorporated, was the apparent gold bidder. $634,000. That number there, they were one of three bidders. We had JB Contracting in LaSalle and then John Sales and Service out of Oglesby. That bid there is encompassing of the boiler replacement and the electrical service upgrades.
So I thought last time we talked about splitting the bids to request the electrical and the boiler separate. So in the event, because weren't we going to investigate doing the boiler and AC versus rooftop units?
We did look at that. After the meeting, I did talk with Bob about that, and a rough number on your rooftop units was north of 1.2, 1.5 million. And at that time, direction was given that we would keep it as one bid because more than likely that would not be the direction that we would go. You'd probably go towards the next splits, which is a cheaper option. So with that being said, we left the bid as a combined electrical and boiler.
Do we know what the electrical portion is? Because we're paying for that separate, right?
Yeah.
278 was the number.
278 was the electrical.
That's funded by
Will that fix
school
all of
maintenance
the
grant money.
electrical issues that we have?
No, it's just running enough for the electrical to be able
to do AC.
Right.
to run the AC.
Correct.
So how did we come from, like, I thought electrical, we were thinking like 100, 125. How did we come in over double that?
I can speak to that. I mean, we undershot the budget. I have to say that frankly. A lot of that had to do with when we put the budget together before we did some like overall calcs of the building. We assumed the service was going to be smaller than it was, and we should have updated the budget. There's a big price jump between a 1200 amp service and then once you go north of that. So there was a huge equipment cost that we didn't reflect and share your direction. So
It says 278 or 274? 278.
278 is what I had.
Let me just make sure I wrote that down.
And you're thinking you can get this a little lower potentially?
There are some potential cost savings options in there. The terminology we use is value engineering. How would you kind of explain on that and how that process works? I guess I should back up a little bit. Before we talk about value engineering and incorporating that, the way that would work was that you would award the contract to CMI for the 634, and then you do a deductive change order, which basically changed the contract price down to what you deduct out. You have to award based on the bids that were received, and then you can change that via deductive change order. That process would be basically a value engineering. We've looked into some options on that, and I'll let Adam kind of take the reins on that if that's all right. With some options.
We're required to take those.
So
Or deny?
Contractors were super willing to work with us to try to provide any feedback they can on where there might be some cost savings. Again, they're value items, most of them, so I mean, you're taking some money out to obviously reduce the cost, but there's some give and take with everything. So everybody was super willing to work with us. We met with them individually. On the boiler side, there's just some miscellaneous things that we can change. I don't know how detailed we want to get, but like we can reduce the insulation size on some of the piping that's still within code tolerance, but it's slightly smaller insulation. The actual boiler supplier themselves was willing to come down on their price just to try to make this project work for you guys. So there was some saving there. There was some flue routing preferences the contractor said could save some money if we saved instead of zagged inside the boiler room. They did find a different masonry company after the fact that had a slightly lower price, so there was some savings there. So on the boiler side, there was some money to be saved just by miscellaneous odds and ends like that. I wouldn't say would necessarily change the scope of the project, but would just reduce the price a little bit.
The boiler repiping, that's not all the piping through that little tunnel all the way down.
Just within the boiler
Okay,
room
so I was gonna
itself.
say, I swear we've already
Yes,
done that
yes.
a while ago.
We did that in 2021 or
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was
Yeah.
very costly.
This is the central boiler
Okay.
system. This is just to replace the boiler itself. And so that's where it was partially hard to be that, is because it's very straightforward. We're taking the boiler out and putting the boiler in. That's the cost of the project. We found some odds and ends. I did go through this exercise before bid day with the boiler supplier, and they were willing to say, you can cut that out, for a school of this size, you don't need this, you need that. So we had some of that value engineering up front. This is just a couple other items they mentioned. It's also worth noting that I did add the condensate pump after that budget was provided too, because when we were on site with the maintenance guy, he mentioned that it's starting to rattle and give out, so we decided. to
What's starting to
incorporate
rattle? Say that again, what part was it?
It's the condensate pump. Essentially, it takes all the water from the system after it's heated your classrooms and pumps it back to the boiler. He said there was some motor work done on it by, I think, John Sales.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of on its last leg. So we decided to throw it into the project after. That was a few $1,000s. I think roughly $5,000 or $7,000 in their bid that I added after the fact. So that was worth pointing out.
Refresh my memory, we were talking about either replacing the boiler, or we would bypass and not use the boiler system at all, correct? At some point,
Mhm.
that's what we were talking about.
If
Well,
you,
that was the rooftop.
if you went to
That's
a
if we went to the
different-
rooftop units.
Mhm.
So basically, what we're gonna bond out for is just to replace the boiler.
Yeah.
And so we're not really gaining anything besides a new boiler and upgraded electrical to run
Oh, we still,
air conditioning that we might not be able to get.
we still bond out for air conditioning. We still have. We still,
We do the wiring and
You
cash.
have a couple different options as far as like the air conditioning. If you decide to proceed with air conditioning, and that's fine, you've got basically two different options to pay for that. Either we would have to bond out, do a separate bond for air conditioning, just fund balance, which is what I would suggest that we do. We have the fund balance to pay for that kind of project.
Besides paying for the wiring and cash also?
Well, you're talking about for the boiler? That's all part of the boiler. That's what we're bonding for.
We,
the boiler's gonna be the bond regardless.
Yeah.
but we have written down wiring, we would pay for in working cash, or in cash.
What wiring are we talking? I'm not sure you guys.
The electrical
that
work.
mean- Okay.
The
Yeah, so the electrical is,
$270,000.
we're gonna pay for half of that that's with our school maintenance grant, so that's 50-50 split. So half of that's gonna be from district funds, so like you mentioned, and then half of it's gonna be from NISP.
We
All
only
right,
get
so the
50,000.
electrical is 260 or 278, so we can take the 634 and subtract the 278, because we're gonna pay half of that with the school
356.
maintenance.
Mhm.
So we have 356, what we'd be bonding out for
The boiler,
the boiler,
so we have
which won't
244.
touch the air conditioning.
Or we only get $50,000 from the electric, or from
It's
the
50-50, but yeah. so it's
$50,000.
Right.
It's not 50/50.
It's 100,000
Yeah.
ceiling, but it's a 50-50
So-
split.
Out of the 278 for electrical, we get $50,000. We don't get half of 278, we get $50,000.
So, yes.
So we have to come up with that money somewhere else. We either pay for it,
$128,000 we're gonna have to pay for,
no,
no, 228,000.
$228,000 we have to pay for it, but either the bond or with cash.
Can you lower this potentially? Have you worked with this company before where it magic, like things pop up and it goes right back up where it was?
We have some other options for value engineering
Yeah,
on the
so,
electrical side, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, before you do the final math, so that was related to the boiler job. The electrical job, we worked with the electrical. It's, again, a value engineering item because you're not getting everything that you originally were aiming for, but what we could do is, we worked with the electrical contractor and through CMI, we could change the size of that service that we were going to bring in, get it down to a service size that's more cost effective, replace the service on the east end of the building, only upgrade that service, keep the service that's on the west side of the building, remaining as is. That's a 600 amp service. We were doing this because the approach, if we were going to go with like a rooftop unit approach or something similar, that has more of a load because it handles the ventilation. We talked about that. If you guys are going to go with mini splits, they do less electrical load, so that 600 amp service could remain. You could do the mini splits on the west end of the classroom and upgrade this east service for when you decide to do air conditioning at the east end or try to incorporate the gymnasium and cafeteria air conditioning. So there was a good amount of savings there. We don't have that final number.
Do you have an estimate, like just a rough,
What's that?
do you have like a rough
Yeah, is that like
estimate?
half?
Is it like half the cost? Is it 3/4 of the cost?
So again, they're still working on it, but it is in the realm of $100,000 savings.
Which you're probably gonna have to do to update the wiring on anyway, because we're blowing circuits.
It'll be a separate expense.
So this is separate, it's not even the same
That's not-
project.
that's
This
not a
is just
capital
for air
project, that's just
conditioning.
No, it's just a local.
Just want you to remember we got other things to buy too.
So you would still have two services if that were to happen. You would still get two electrical bills, et cetera. But you would have the capacity to do air conditioning for the whole school if you went the most purpose.
Yeah. Well, that was under, they'd have to update that, right? How does this, she brings up a good point with potentially leasing the space of the old high school. They were working on grants and different things like that, and that would have to have update, would that have to have updated electrical over there as well? Would we get them to pay for that, or maybe go into some of this project with us?
Yeah, they were talking about doing a school maintenance grant for
An
our
elevator,
building, but
but
we would need to allocate, like, we need to make sure that it's ADA compliant.
Yeah, they're basically buying an
The school
elevator.
maintenance grant that they're using would be primarily.
Wheelchair
for a
lift.
lift.
Well, something,
yeah,
yeah.
but, I mean, does that, in that part of the building doesn't need any electrical upgrades to where maybe they could assist with some of that? Or share some of
Potentially.
our costs?
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. Which says we don't know much about that deal, so.
What were we initially projecting
Hard to
for
answer
the boiler? I don't remember what the initial,
At 225 right now.
224.
Close. Yeah, not 225. I was wrong. with the rest.
For just the boiler, we were talking to 25.
Does that count as asbestos? No.
No, we don't know that yet because we're waiting for them to come midway to turn the boiler off and then
Right.
they'll come and test it at that time.
Have you worked with them before?
CMI? A lot, yeah. I've had them on fairly large projects around the area. The electrician is home, electric out of Ottawa. CMI is very reputable. Wouldn't even hesitate. They're at Ottawa High School right now. They're at Oglesby Elementary, LaSalle County Courthouse, Henry. They're everywhere, so.
I guess for me, I think the boiler, I think we have to do, because I think the other boiler's just on its way out at some point anyway. Let's pay for that with the bond.
the concerns about the boiler were that the parts, if we needed parts, right? as we move forward in the future,
You
it's just gonna be difficult.
Harder.
I believe your burner last time you guys did the purchase off of eBay, because it's not.
Yeah.
Man, stop.
Right.
We could sell this burner now on eBay and make some money back, but
I mean,
I
if you
would-
can use non-union machine or maintenance, to make parts, but not electrical parts.
yeah, I would probably say do the boiler and then just do the electrical over there for now. Cause then we can cover that still with the maintenance grant and then we can still. So for the bonds, we can bond up to 600,000. So if we bonded for like 350, can we add to that later?
Yeah, we would
Or we have
only,
to
we would
rebond?
bond for whatever the amount is that we would need.
Yeah, but if we wanna do AC,
For down the road a ways.
no.
Just do,
Oh, no.
just do another one.
Cause if we can knock 100 off and do the electrical we have here, cause then we could do the other electrical. I mean, it'd probably be 125. You could use another maintenance grant in 2 years to pay for the other half of that. Right?
There's no guarantees that that maintenance grant will continue. I know we'll have one next year, but after that, I've put a big question mark on that one. We just don't know.
FY 27, so right now you guys applied and received FY 26 maintenance grant.
Correct.
My understanding is FY 27 maintenance grant is going to happen, but after that, ESB is telling us that it's kind of unknown, so.
Even for that, I mean, we could use FY 27 to pay for the other side.
That's what we have in place. The FY 27 school maintenance grant would be for the electrical upgrade.
26. I thought that's
So
it.
this year's 26 has already been allocated. We've already spent money for that.
What did we pay for that?
What do we buy?
And you're gonna ask that? I don't have that with me.
The blacktop? I thought that was last year.
So,
The blacktops was last year
I think it would have been last summer. We did blacktop, yeah.
and a bunch of random stuff.
So, I'm
What did
We
we
did
do?
lights,
25,
did
26.
blacktop, we did a few other things. I
You do
don't- I
have
just don't
to-
have a work
The
on
current
it.
maintenance grant that you just applied for and received in December, January, you did apply for the electrical.
Right.
The next round.
Yeah, we get paid this, we get paid the
Yeah, there's
electrical
gonna be
one.
another year after.
Right, there'll be another one.
Yeah, there'll be another one.
All right, so this current one we're talking
Thank
about,
you.
26 is for the electrical this year.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get it again for 27. We can do it for more electrical for the other portion of the building.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I was-
We spent, what was it, $30,000 on the burner, roundabout?
36, I think it was.
Can I ask you kind of a technical, mechanical question? Like, in a burner like that, or in a boiler like that, what mechanically would we imagine goes wrong sometime in the next 10, 15 years? that
There's
would-
not a lot in the actual frame itself, it's just more structural issues than anything. Screws will start to fail and the tank will start to fail. There's nothing really inside the boiler, it's all.
So to repair something like that, can you bring in welders or people that can repair it as opposed to replace it?
Not cost effectively. The skilled tradesmen that do that are getting less and less. And then by the time they get in there, the boilers, in the grand scheme of this whole project, the boilers themselves aren't very expensive. I think they're 40 grand a piece. So, I mean, think about the cost of your burner to have someone come and repair the boiler that you got.
Does it have to be union to work at a school?
So,
No. You have to pay for your own wage.
that's,
Ah, gotcha.
So
Well, that's-
labor, that, the lion's share.
Those skilled laborers are disappearing.
it's a lot of labor to do any repairs. I mean, you pull the whole thing apart. It's-
And once you take it apart and then not go back together.
And if tubes do start to fail, the tubes themselves can be repaired, the tanks can be repaired, you can do patch welds on the tubes. Once they start, they're kind of a formed piece, so usually when they fail, people pull them out and cap them out. There is no repairing of the tubes themselves. So there is a time limit on that where it's unrepairable. And that's probably some of the parts that you guys are referring to.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank
You want to accept the bid?
We just have to decide how we're gonna pay for it.
That will be something you're voting on here in open session coming up at the meeting we're about to have.
So, let's see. Let's look at funds here.
We have 1.4 million in the building fund. We have money in a capital project fund now.
He started.
We've had money.
We have not had money in there. It just started showing up.
Sorry.
It was
Yeah.
zero. It was zero until February when we switched treasurers, which is odd, but not really odd.
Did you start moving money over there?
So it was literally zero for the last 2 years. And now it says 56,000.
The mini splits that we're looking at for air conditioning, are those cooling only units, or do they also?
You can buy them both ways. You can buy what's called a heat pump mini split.
That's what I have in my house.
They lose capacity as it gets colder outside. So in a school, it's usually not recommended to have that as your only source of heat, because it's usually a standard heat pump starts to lose capacity below 20 degrees, which happens a lot in Illinois.
Sure.
So you can buy them with what they call a low ambient kit, which allows them to operate down to about -10, sometimes -20, depending on the brand. But they only do about half of what they would normally do. So it's a great energy efficient way to do like most of the year. Once you start getting below 20, it's almost always recommended to have your electric heat backup or heating like your boiler system.
Like I have mine's gas back up in the house, but it never blows like, unless it activates the gas backup, it never blows hot air either, right? So like, it is efficient, but it wouldn't be
Not
ideal.
potent.
It wouldn't be ideal for a classroom.
This would be the other part of the equation
Like I
we need
have one
to
in my
make a
son's room.
decision on is what we're doing moving forward with air conditioning, right? If we're still on board with moving that direction, we'll just need to know that, because that would be a bid process that is separate. We'll have to go through the same process for the air conditioning that we did for the AC and electrical.
I have one, but it doesn't really, I need to get one put in.
I'm grasping here at alternatives, and so I guess I want to encourage us to think about what kinds of more affordable, can we patch this thing together with duct tape and bubble gum? And,
You have 400,000 in working cash, you have 1.3, 1.2 in CDs, another 218,000 in Illinois funds, and you got a bond.
But the CDs don't all count towards Fund 20. A bunch of the CDs are in Fund 10,
And
so
some
we
of
can't
those
use
are
them.
tagged towards others.
We have for Fund 20, we have 1.4 million on this. That's what we have and then we have money in working cash. We have money in capital projects.
We're not bound to go down the road of AC, that's what you're deciding, or if you want to, then again, that's something I would recommend that we use fund balance to pay for rather than bonding out again separately for that.
For the AC.
If you have,
I think for me, the hardest part that I have with all of this right now is I know part of the ideal of this project was to make it better working conditions and schooling conditions for the kids. So I understand the boiler's not functioning the way that it should, and that's gonna have to be replaced, but really, we're not improving anything for the students or the staff outside of replacing the boiler, because the classroom electrical is still not gonna be ideal, and we're not improving the climate in the warmer months as well. So it's a hard sell for me, because we're spending all this money, and really the only thing we're getting out of it is a boiler and upgraded electrical for a future project that we're not even guaranteed we're gonna complete in the near future, right? So
so we got I figure we got 3 options. We could just do it. If we do everything as is, we basically bond out 584,000. And I know they can cut a little bit here and there. If we reduce the electrical, just do the one side, we would bond out 484, because basically just take 100 off, right?
So,
and then we could use fund balance to pay, like either of those, we could use fund balance to pay for AC.
yeah, but we also don't want to deplete those fund balances.
Fund balance is
too far either.
1.4.
Yeah, you don't want to deplete those, but you do have enough where if you wanted to, depending on how much the AC costs, if you're looking at, I figured about 15,000 per unit, give or take a couple thousand, labor and that kind of stuff. Now you're looking at maybe around 200K for that kind of project.
We don't have to bond out for that, right? We can
No,
just,
we would,
Or we
like I
don't
said,
have to
I would
bid out.
recommend we use fund balance for that, but you could bond out for it.
we don't have to bid, we don't have to get bids for that.
Yeah, we do have to bid out, yes.
Matt, are you, in your projections there, are you taking into account the value engineering that they were doing
Yeah.
on the boiler?
The boiler, I think, sounded like it was minimal, and then when we added the pump, I assume that's gonna take up whatever we saved.
What are you
The
talking?
pump is in the price. I was just
Oh,
letting you know that that was.
Can you ballpark what you
It didn't
think
sound
we'll be
like a
able
lot.
to save on the boiler?
Compared to the other
I'm
one.
gonna lowball it, so I don't have the exact numbers, but I do know it's in the
Well, we
ballpark.
compete right now. He's talking about-
That's
But
noise
my
at this
whole point is
point.
we use heat
That's
more than we
noise.
use air conditioning.
In the budget.
You know,
Like, I get it.
right?
It all adds up.
So-
We're very, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give
It
you a
makes
hard
sense to do
number.
that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Until we get the hard number.
Yep.
everything is-
I know, you wanna be cautious, I understand.
And then if we, so like, say we did that electrical, if we came back the next year to upgrade this side,
So I guess let's clarify that a little bit. If there's enough power left over here
mhm,
to handle air conditioning for the majority of the west wing.
So, yeah,
Correct.
so we wouldn't have to do it.
we checked the meter. You guys have roughly 100 amps of usage on that.
That's all.
A mini split's about 25 amps a piece. So-
We're short circuiting already.
No, that's not
That's
an
a-
amp,
It's not a.
that's
That's a
a,
circuiting and
that's a
breaker issue.
interior problem, that's not a service problem.
Yeah, I don't know
You'd
anything
likely
about
have to
electrical,
set-
obviously.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
You'd likely have to set a new panel or something, because you probably don't have the breaker space to hook up all these mini splits. But if you do the math of 15-ish classrooms times 25, that's 400 something amps. You use 100 on a daily basis, so you're still under the 600 amp service you have on that side of the building. So,
But it's cutting it close.
yes. Yeah, but you can buy what they call a 100% rated panel, 100% rated breaker, so you can load it up all the way and still save. And that's if every single mini split was running at 100%.
So if we got 15 mini splits, about 15K, and then factored in 10% contingency, that's like 250K.
I think your 15 grand is gonna be a little light, because that probably doesn't include running new power.
So say 20.
I'd say-
I'd say
Three.
like 2025.
It's like three,
I
all right, like that, that's fine,
would do
that's 350.
Can you have her label which one of these are for what fund?
The
And
other
have it
reason
on here?
is I say that is everything that's going on in the world, numbers are
Right.
fluctuating.
Like, we're only keeping our quotes for customers for 15 days now because prices skyrocketing. It used to be 60 days.
That was what I was
30
trying to
days,
ask last
17
month,
days.
or when we met, was given the trajectory of things, it seems like
Some stuff, yeah. I
we're
mean,
looking at, you know,
for the boiler job, they're made a few miles that way, but
Okay,
splits that are made in Japan.
that brought up a question. So if they're saying this project's gonna cost this, and we get 3/4 of the way in, and project skyrockets another 100,000, they eat that?
They're locked into that contract price.
Okay.
Except we still have to pay asbestos.
So the other thing too, is so let's say we decide to move forward, pay with working cash and some of these other things, we gotta go out for bid. Obviously, I mean, is there a way we could get some prices from these same companies to see then maybe overall project wise? I mean, we have to accept it today, so we're kinda hands are tied on that, but,
You know, giving them absolutely everything they're looking to do. all
and then
at
have
once.
it more itemized, like, this is what this would cost, that would cost. Because, I mean, I'm assuming some of these numbers might be a little might fluctuate a little bit if they're getting more of a, maybe some more work. Right, so,
If we made it a bigger project, would it be more appealing to them?
It would, but you'd change the scope of the project, so you'd have to rebid.
and we're gonna have to bid anyway for the mini splits,
It's a separate bid.
not to throw a wrench in there, but I mean, I think obviously more project, more work does affect the price.
You are correct. I mean, scale economy comes into play at that. But you'd be looking at if you were to reject the bids tonight and want to rebid with boiler, electrical, and mini splits, you'd be looking at next summer's construction season.
So you'd have to trust your boiler this winter.
Not to say that your boiler won't operate flawlessly.
Right.
I'm not saying that. It's just, it's an unknown.
we don't have any reason to think that the boiler's it's like a problem at the moment.
At the moment, no, but other than the fact that it's, what, 1950-ish boiler? It could run for another 10 years, it could run for another year.
You know, we
You
wait,
just don't know.
we wait to bond out for another year,
And look
Right.
at the money that we've spent.
634 becomes 734 real quick.
Dime us to death so far.
so.
And I was gonna not bring this up, but it is a factor. Jeff's not here anymore, and Jeff he knew that thing inside and out. And so we're looking at a new person that doesn't know that system. So that is a factor.
We have to do the electrical thing to some degree because we put in for the grant for it.
Yep.
The grant.
So I mean,
What
I was
numbers did you
gonna-
have again?
Spend that money.
What's that?
You have 24
Right.
months to spend your grant money.
so the air conditioning, if it's the boards, if they want to move forward with air, you probably need to know that tonight so you can move forward with the bidding and get stuff
For a
going.
separate project?
Right.
If that's something you want us to look into, it would be advisable so that we can get that bidding process underway. I'd like to get that out to some contractors and get some.
That could be.
But like hypothetically, we give CMI the contract for the work that we just bid out. You bid out for them again, you know, obviously the scope of the project changes a little bit. Would that benefit the numbers if, with them hypothetically, if we use them for the air conditioning project? Or do they even do air conditioning? I don't know. You know?
I would assume so.
But then it pushes it back a year, so it.
Doesn't necessarily, no, because if they're already here working and they're doing that. they
You-
probably-
you-
'cause we have to
What you're
approve
saying
them
is
to
take the project
spend money.
as is tonight.
Yep.
And then bid it again. I'm sure they would bid the second phase of that. The air conditioning.
Phase two.
Yeah.
So I'm saying then we get those numbers, and then maybe we get a favorable number, maybe it's not 25K on the mini splits, but maybe it's 20.
So
Can
we
we
accept. the
find
bid
other
and then
grant
do it.
money? Can we use what you have put together towards applying for that?
Yeah, so we could do the
To
AC
do
in
what
December,
you're
have it
suggesting,
ready to roll in like June.
to do what you're suggesting, we would have to reject the bid tonight. We would-
No,
No,
I'm saying
we-
accept the bid tonight, and
Yeah.
then they bid out another project
Yeah.
that would
So it'd be
that
it's
would
still a
coincide.
separate bidding, okay.
That would coincide with this project, but then maybe we're moving forward towards the goals that we already had originally wanted to have for August anyway.
So do we skip, do we have them then skip the electrical on the west side?
That's the question.
On that side, you're talking about.
Because we can still.
We have
support
enough
maintenance on
capacity.
that, right?
We
I
can
mean, it
support
doesn't
the
sound like
boiler,
it's
the classroom,
necessary.
and it would hypothetically support mini splits according to them. So like really, there's no need for
We can't on the other side.
we can't on the other side. But really, what part of, we utilize this portion of the building. I mean, maybe it'd be affecting this building, right?
This
This phase.
library?
Yeah.
That's part of it, yeah, we would do this.
Oh, so this would be all part of the West project, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're talking about the STEM lab and the gym over there.
Just everything
and
beyond the doors there, we would.
And then where Lisa's gonna be. I mean, I think staying on, I mean, to me, then I don't know if we need to expand that electrical. In that regard, we can get the upgraded panel if we need to eventually, all right, to allow it to run at full capacity, which, you know, and then maybe we can address some of those interior problems in-house, but
Those would all be work items for the next maintenance grant that they're describing.
so that could be in phase two to do those work items, but if we get, let's say we accept the bid tonight for the boiler and the electric, whatever portion, the reduced electrical, all right, tell them to get to work on a bid for the mini splits as well. And then those projects could hypothetically coincide, and maybe he can make some phone calls with CMI and say, hey, look, they're dropping $534,000 with you on this boiler project. Can we get some assistance with mini splits?
We get a discount.
You said the mini splits are 20 amps each?
25 for a 2.5 ton mini split.
And that would be the recommendation for those spaces.
I just ballpark it, I mean, I would have to do a little count to be sure. And
Because what's like square footage on the,
Matt, do we just need to give you the verbal okay to move forward with the air? Does that have to be in any official capacity or anything like that? Do we take a, just email? Okay.
and then we look at the school maintenance grant 27 to take care of some of the electrical problems in the classrooms, right? That's
I
kind
think
of what
we
we're
can
talking
do that
about.
sooner.
Or we could do that sooner.
I would
mean,
do that sooner
We
rather
could
than
see what,
later.
I mean,
She needs
See,
to be able to
as-
function.
As I keep hearing about your electrical issues that you're having throughout the facility, I think you've mentioned it multiple times.
Yeah.
And now I'm hearing it from more and more. I think you need to dive into that a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
To see, I mean, if we're gonna run power down the building to handle the air conditioning units, that might be a wise time to add
do it at the same time.
some convenience outlets to the classrooms. I mean, that's not encompassing of the number that we talked about.
But I mean, it's not,
You're here, you've got
we got people here doing
people
it.
doing that type of work.
So if we approve this tonight, he sends you an email to bid out the other electrical issues and the air conditioning units.
So both.
You'll get all that to
Get
us.
that started, yeah.
Ideally,
So
maybe,
we send him an
ideally, I mean,
email
I'd
on
love to keep it more
municipals and
local
the
than
rest of the
Dunlap,
electrical
but
problems.
So do we keep I guess that's the thing, do we keep the west
That's my question.
electrical update? Or do we save the 100,000 and not do the west?
I would lean towards trying to say that. If we can support the mini splits, like you said, we're,
this is no
Even
matter
if-
12.
That math was just the 15 classrooms.
as you said, running those full capacity,
We
you're still.
have
looking at-
service for those. I didn't want you to think like it would then reach into the office or reach into
No.
another adjacent space. Like
Just
that was
15 mini splits. I think.
25 amps per number of
Even
classrooms.
15, I think, was more, we came up with like 12 or 13 in the meeting. Right,
So
like
in here-
15 was just our
in here,
estimate,
the
because
main
like you said,
office-
we might do, like 15 was the office.
Right?
Because it was I think it was 2 rooms for a mini split.
Yeah, you could definitely get power from down there with a long haul. Not that we,
I mean, I just think if we're gonna do that, might as well bid out for these other projects and see what happens. I mean,
So what's what service are we going to here, 600 or
that would be a
1,000?
1200 amp service, you'd have a 1200 and a 600. Whereas we were trying to do a 2000 and combine it all into one, and that made the switch very expensive.
but then-
Very, very similar overall service size, it's just, it's still broken up into 2 services to get that equipment into a cheaper.
but in that portion of the building, potentially, we have some ability with lease in the future to assist us with the cost of that.
Mhm.
I would,
Well,
No.
if they wanted AC, we could have them.
Yeah.
Help pay.
Because I'm more, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm more concerned about this portion. This is the more
Yeah,
utilized
I
portion of the building, so. I mean, that would be my recommendation. Let's do the 535 or 534, right? Try to save $100,000. Get him an email, say, hey, get us a bid for the expanded electrical in the classrooms and the mini splits, the 15 mini splits, and see what that comes back. I mean, does that sound reasonable?
That's how I would recommend it, yes.
Okay, so we accept it, you tell them, yeah, we'll do our value engineering, I like that term. I'm gonna use that at work tomorrow, probably. We call it cost reduction, so, yeah, I like value
Have the
engineering.
technical value engineering.
I like it.
It sounds more, yeah, it does make
Much more
sense.
positive.
So just to recap though, I want everybody to understand, when we enter into an agreement with CMI, it's gonna be for the 634.
Mhm,
That's what we're gonna sign up for, and then we'll do a change order to reduce that contract price.
mhm.
So just so we're all aware.
And then we'll basically bond out for everything that the maintenance grant doesn't pay.
Correct.
So we'll bond out for 480.
Yep.
And then like a 7-year bond that keeps our payments pretty close to where they are now.
So that would be probably the next thing is when we get to the point where we have a number we want to bond for, we'll bring Kevin in and have him talk us through how that's going to be structured with the bonds and first payments and that kind of stuff.
And then we have enough in capital funds and working cash and et cetera to pay for these other projects. And not completely deplete the fund.
We'll have enough for that.
And that's the mini splits and potentially the upgraded electrical and classroom spaces.
I've talked to Jim about this as well, and he agrees that fund balances would be the way to go rather than bonding out separately for.
And Jim's done it.
Okay.
Can we use tort money to pay for asbestos removal?
Yes.
Let's just hope there's no asbestos in there.
Yeah, there's gonna be some.
There is.
They're gonna spend everything.
We have a bunch of tort money, so we can use that.
Yeah.
We've got fire safety money, we got working
Yeah,
cash.
they'll find asbestos even if there
Do we
isn't.
still have a leasing balance? We're
Ideal's gotta
supposed to
get
be
paid.
reducing that, that's why we're releasing copies, like leases, like borrowing
Yeah,
things.
We can get Jared some N95 masks and say, go to town.
I'll do it.
There's other.
I know, and we were
Yeah.
told to reduce.
Hold in the fire
We just don't
safety
bond as
side.
much for that in the future, that's what Jim would do. Or not levy for it.
No, I think it was
We were
maxed
looking
though
at-
in the fund. I'll look when you do that.
I know we
next
got,
night.
Max on the phone, so if Jim wants to, if you want to tell Jim to back off a little bit, we just not Lisa.
I think the money sitting in the fund needed to be spent.
Which one? Which one?
Leasing, they were pulling
Yeah,
body
I
for
feel like I got
leasing.
a, I feel like I got a gun in my head.
I just know.
Doesn't feel like you have much of a choice.
Everybody feel like they have enough information to go on, but while we still have Matt here, we've got a few minutes left. Meeting starts in about 5 minutes, but I want you to make sure you have all the information, have all your questions answered. That's kind of why they're here.
How long will we take to get the bids back on the second scope of the project?
I would say by August, September. That's probably fair enough to get kids back on that.
Because there's a lot of work that's gonna go into understanding what the bid, what the requirements are, right? So,
Just from a scheduling standpoint, I mean, if we can hit that target, I mean, they split their short lead, they may be able to do it at the exact same time as they're doing everything else.
Are we,
That'd be good.
are we still, everybody's on board with air conditioning then and the expanded electrical?
Yep.
Okay, there's your email right there. That would save me an email tomorrow, Matt. You've already got the go ahead.
I think the point was so you remembered in the morning.
For Tracy, I think at some point, if you think of it, or have somebody start a list of what elements are the problems, what classrooms we can start figuring out, because we'll want to keep track of which ones we need to upgrade.
That'd be helpful for these guys when they come up and do their survey.
I know you were saying in the kitchen's definitely a problem.
Cafeteria, kitchen.
That's where you can't do,
The office at all with like copiers or anything?
the copier was one, I think,
The
right?
copier.
The workroom, yeah.
Right, can't have the laminator and the copier
And
plugged
have
in at the same
laminator
time.
and the air conditioner
Oh,
running at the
that's true,
same
you
time.
can't have
Thank you,
coffee,
guys.
coffee.
Yep, thanks.
Appreciate it,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It's 5:45 PM. I call this meeting to order. Roll call when you're available.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Bernadine.
Yes.
Conzak.
Yes.
Burdick. Olson.
Yes.
Gans, yes. Goff.
Yep.
Ketchum. Here. Melton.
Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So tonight we are recognizing our state qualifying bowlers, Daniel and Henley. You guys want to come on up? Daniel, why don't you come up first? We've got a little certificate for you, and you want to tell us a little bit how you did?
Go ahead, speak, tell us about it first, then I'll come around.
How you do? Let's see.
Okay. You finished around 70 or 80. All right. You missed the day 2 cut by like 29 pins.
What was your score?
You had, started out at 191. You had a 130 something, 150 something, and a 183 to end it.
I'm quite certain you would crush me in bowling.
But the boys though, like the boys competition there is
It's pretty
brutal,
steep.
yeah.
Bowling in Illinois
Yeah.
in general is tight, but boys side is real.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of watching Daniel bowl a 279
Wow,
game.
okay,
That's amazing.
Wow.
that's awesome.
Incredible.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
We're gonna give out Henley's, and then we're gonna take some pictures next.
Okay.
That sound good?
Yep.
So Henley Skinner, tell us a little bit how you did.
I can't remember.
Must have been so high.
remember?
Told me today. Her average for that day, she missed it by 20 something pins as well. I think she finished in the 60s. And then on Saturday for her bowling league, she bowled better than she did at state. With all the pressure off of her, but she hit, her high for this season was 195 on the Wednesday before sectional, so.
Great.
Good job, Henley. Good job.
Okay, so we want to do pictures now? Okay, so we're gonna take a picture with, you want the picture with both the winners and then the board as a whole, right? Separately, do that, is that what we're doing?
Correct.
Okay. Where do you want to take
Go to the
that?
gym?
You can, yep, that'd be fine. We'll pause for a minute, go to the gym.
Just right there. You just stand up right there.
Yeah.
That's how you do. You'll be fine. Two or just one? There's just one. Oh, I thought co-op it. What's this one? That Andrea got it, our new staff hire. So nobody must have applied for it. I know I should have. I wouldn't apply for it. That's a lot though.
Yeah,
But she was looking to get involved with stuff.
which I love that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, none of us wanted to do it.
Maybe they thought like Sam was just a blessing.
Right.
Persons.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
and I less injuries to coach basketball and stuff like that, so.
Perfect.
It's really cool.
Cool, yeah, she's from Iowa. I know her. You do? She's gonna, how, Ashley, she's gonna be a new teacher. She's not for a while.
Yeah, she was a Nick Lawrence teacher.
Yeah.
Nick Lawrence, she worked in the Catholic school once.
Really?
Did you go to the? No. Oh.
My brother's trying to go for some.
Oh, okay, yeah, she also my son's, yeah. She's good now.
Yeah. I don't
She is.
really know much about her.
Right.
And like, person she's into. Awesome. That's the big thing, like, you know. She's like a loud, just kind of crazy person. I don't know. But she's nice.
I'm so glad.
So she's like us.
I'm just kind of loud and she is loud. She's, I mean, I like her because she's just like, that sounds like, but the fact.
Oh, that's right, you were in
I was on the.
Yeah.
We should have had Stacy in that interview. Going back, I think we should have had Stacy. That I don't pay attention to discussion.
Yeah.
I don't think Tracy even bought time.
I would know. I'll be honest.
We didn't even open her and get applications. I know. It's not open. I can agree with you. It's okay. We didn't even That's awesome. I don't like letters too well. I think they're struggling at home. It's sad. And then it's on there so quick. You just resigned yesterday. I'm so sad. Still, I can't
I know.
Yeah, for a little bit. You left your head on
So you left my check at school, at work.
I'm pretty sure.
So how about if we just?
I'll take it to wherever you want me to take it to tomorrow.
Okay. That's not necessary, but I'm gonna be out here tonight. And then I'm gonna go on Saturday.
Okay, so also we want to recognize Lauren Carlson. This year we were able to add Lauren to the staff this year through a grant with the ROE. And instead of hearing me blabber on about what Lauren does, I'm just going to have Lauren tell you a little bit about herself and what she does here at Tonica. We're glad to have her. She's mixed in very well with the staff and the kids and has done a fantastic job so far.
Great. So, hello, nice to meet everyone. Here at Tonica, I have 30 students on my caseload. We're mandatory to see them every 2 weeks. Usually I see them way more often than that. There's always something they need, and they always love to come and talk to me. When we first start and before every quarter, we make 2 to 3 new goals. I tell them there's a certain period of time that we want these to be due. And then with my supervisor, we have goal evaluations. So me and my supervisor will sit down at my desk and we'll go through each goal and student to see how many we've passed and failed. Tonica has a great success rate here. I've actually never had lower than a 95% of goals passed. And they can be grades, attendance, behavioral, and SEL goals. So an SEL goal would be if you have a shy or timid student, I'll tell them, we'd like to see you raise your hand 3 times in a subject, or try to ask your teacher, raise your hand and go to the bathroom, or say hi to a new person every week. So we'd like to see them do that kind of stuff. And then when I do meet with kids, I like to pull them out of PE or art or music. Just don't want them to miss a general subject, especially if they're learning something new. We'll sit down and we'll usually start with checking their grades, and then we'll check their goals and see what they're on track for. And then after that, I'll usually turn it to them and say, have anything you need to get off your mind, anything crazy going on, and then that's when the social emotional support comes through. It can be family issues, it can be school issues. Some people like to tell me their friend drama and then ask for the advice for it. Or I'll have a student tell me what he ate for breakfast and then what their dog did and just silly things like that. It's random every day. I also have kids come in for homework support, so they'll come in my room just as a quiet space sometimes. They'll want to focus and get late work in, or if they just have homework for that night, I know they like to feel good about getting it done at school so they don't forget it the next day. If I'm not in meetings with kids, I like to help in fourth grade in the morning if I have nothing else going on. There's a few kids in there that we like to keep on track just so we know they're gonna have a good day and a good start to their morning. Or in the morning before the bell rings, there's a few students that have come to me and been like, hey, I really wanna come see you, but please don't pull me out of PE or music or art. I really look forward to those. So I'll grab them before the bell rings, talk to them for 15 minutes, send them on their way, because I don't ever want my room to feel like punishment to kids and take them out of fun stuff if they really want to be in there. Another fun thing I get to do is Makerspace every Thursday, Friday. If kids get all their iReady minutes and have their homework done, we go there and we do almost like a 30-minute STEM session. So we'll do a project each week. This week's going to be who can build a functioning car out of graham crackers and frosting and cookies. So we're excited for that one. And then, Mondays I supervise dance club sometimes for an hour after school. We have a lot of fun there. But other than that, every day is different, and I really enjoy being here and connecting with students and staff. So thank you for having me.
It's been a fantastic addition to the staff, and it's just doing a really good job with kids, so we're glad to have her. Thank you, Lauren.
So lucky to have her.
Okay, so moving on, everybody get a chance to go through the motion to approve the new agenda, the updated April 22nd agenda. Any
This
change?
was updated to include FOIA number 5 as well as a resignation.
Can I have a motion to approve the updated agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All right. McLaughlin,
Yes.
Bernadone,
Yes.
Contact,
Yes.
Burdick. Gosh, Olson. Yes. Gans, yes. Goff.
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda, get a chance to look at all the bills and the treasurer's report and the FOIAs. Matt had some helpful information that might help out with some of these FOIAs.
Yeah, I totally agree with Matt that it's, and I think we've talked about this before, that a lot of the ones from Illinois Valley Times, they're more than likely AI generated. But nonetheless, you have to respond to those, but there might be some hope on the horizon for that kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think the state passed a law that if we believe it's AI, we can request them to respond that they're an actual person.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that, so I'm glad you brought that up.
So that we can do that within 5 days, and then Bob doesn't have to do anything else until they respond. Now, we can't ask them for their driver's license, but we at least
Proof that they're
push back because, yeah, as we said, Mr. Owen Wang has been involved in multiple lawsuits. So from what I've gathered is
He's not real.
it seems like they send a bunch of these out and they find when somebody doesn't reply and then they sue them. So
Lovely.
that's the way it looks.
It's not a good business model that I can determine anyway, but
It apparently works enough that they.
good
keep
luck to
doing
them,
it,
I
so.
guess.
But that's the way it looks. But yeah, the state apparently,
Ramadan accommodation?
apparently had heard that complaint from other
Never said
schools
that
and
word
other
before.
public entities and
No.
actually took some action.
It's kind of to the point where it's kind of a running joke with my colleagues and I about Owen Wang, so I'm hopeful with that. There'll be something come out of that legislation that you mentioned.
Any questions on anything in the consent agenda? Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
No motion. Second. All right, Bernadone,
Yes.
Contact,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Gans, yes. Goff,
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Finances.
So financial report at this point, we are 75% of the way through the school year. Revenues are at 90.08%. Expenditures are at 69.38. As you can see, we're in pretty good shape overall. There are some funds that we're just kind of keeping an eye on. Transportation being one of those, and 51, which is IMRF. We do have another EBF payment coming up soon that will make a difference in those numbers, but overall things look good. I'm not anticipating at this early stage, it's a little early to say this, but I'm not anticipating having to do an amended budget at this point. But again, we'll watch for that over the next couple weeks. Usually by about this first or second week in May, we'll have a pretty good idea of whether that's necessary or not.
Any questions for Bob? Can I have a motion to approve the financial report?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Contact,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Gaines, yes, Goff,
Yes.
McLaughlin,
Yes.
Bernadone.
Yes.
Tracy? Good evening, everybody. So today, we celebrated Administrative Professionals Day. So special thanks to Mark and Kelsey for all that they do to keep the office running. We really appreciate everything that they do. May 1st I had done for the middle school dance, but I'm thinking that is not going to be, because that's also the 8th grade ball. So to be determined. May 4th begins our iReady Spring Diagnostic window, and then May 7th is our Excellence in Education dinner. May 8th is our Elementary Spring Music Program at 2:15 in the afternoon. May 20th, there's a lot going on. We have Field Day, Q4 PBIS Celebration Board Meeting. May 21st, we're bringing back the color run with the PTC, so that'll be a lot of fun. Are you gonna run in that, Mr. Ketchum?
I hadn't thought about it. I didn't do it last year, so.
Well, they didn't have it last year on me. And there's a potential that the inflatables will be coming back as running, and we think that Mr. Ketchum should wear the. And then the school picnic is also that day. And then May 22nd is 8th grade graduation. Hard to believe it's all coming. It's coming so fast. I think 24 days of school, 23 academic days left. All right, so campus updates. So we had a bicycle safety presentation, and that was a success. And it just so happened that it coincided with the new law that just passed here in Tonka. So it was very timely, because there's new laws about stopping at stop signs, for motorized vehicles, bicycles, all the things. So it was good. So the kids know and are aware that it's important that they follow the rules of the road for their own safety. All right, so curriculum planning. So we're still in the throes of that. K-5 has landed the plane on Sabas. They really, really like it. We are working on quotes with that. I know Carly's been working with the representative. I also talked to him today to try and get a reasonable quote from them. And then 6-8 is leaning towards Amplify, so we're getting a quote on that. We did get a quote for social studies from Savas for 6-8, but I think we're gonna have to probably hold off for another year on that because it was quite costly.
Are these digital resources or a mix of both? Or
Both.
Both, so you're getting the hard copies and then digital?
Yeah, we really wanna do consumables, things that the kids have tangible items with, not just all digital resources. Particularly like with the ELA curriculum, K2, there's a whole bundle with the phonics tiles and all the things that they need.
With the quotes on those, are you doing multi-year on
That's what,
electronic?
yeah.
Okay.
It's just coming out a little bit higher than we
Very
had
expensive.
anticipated. Yeah, it is. So
Very high.
I am working on it. Okay, so then curriculum mapping, we're still working on math and hopeful to get that done. I'm working with Brianne Gainier, who is our one of the ROE instructional coaches, and just trying to get a feel for how much time. I'd love to have a couple of days or a time frame that teachers can work to finish out the math
Because the goal and the hope is that we get all the math done, ready to go for next school year. And because then we're gonna really be focusing and hitting the ground running with the new ELA curriculum, and we don't wanna overlap because the curriculum mapping is a lot of work, but it's just so important, and it's going to really be helpful moving forward into next school years, that the teachers have a place, to go. And if you've ever done curriculum mapping, you understand what I mean. If not, it's truly a one-stop shop where everything's going to be in every single unit. Links are active. All the things that they need are in one document. So, but it's a lot, and we've been working on it. So, would love to have some money earmarked for the staff who need to do that in June to finish up the math. PBIS, quarter four celebration is May 20th. And then the extended day program, I had some good responses from the community. I'd sent, a survey out about who would be interested. And just looking at the stipend and what that could potentially look like for next school year. And then the goal and the hope, and what I've been hearing from multiple community members and internal, external, is that we want to offer the extended day program, that it's important to the community that we be able to have that. So just trying to work on feasibility of that. Enrollment is doing well. And then we have our Braves of the Month, and I erased the names. K2 was, can you guys help me? So for April, Braves of the Month, K2
Naomi.
was Naomi, thank you. And then 3 through 5 was Raya.
Wasn't it Raya?
Oh, Raya Turgeon. And then 6, 8 was Clayton Burdick. Yep. So congratulations to our Braves of the Month. And then this kind of segues straight into the athletic director report, to be honest with you. So I want to say a special thanks to the people that have been supporting the track program. The track coaches are all new this year, and so hadn't done it before. So we had our first posted meet a few weeks ago. So just people are rallying and helping out, and I really appreciate, Sam Milton took on head coach, Ashley Popwell is assistant coach, Brianne Zachary's been helping out. Track is a lot, like not having been involved, you don't realize all the nuances until you're in the throes of it, and then you're just like, okay, there's a lot going on here. So I felt like we had volunteers helping out at the first track meet. The second track meet that we hosted at St. Bede, we didn't even think we were going to get it in because of the weather, and it turned out fine. And it worked really, really well. So just thank you to everybody that has reached out, that has helped. Your gracious support has been truly valued by me, by Courtney, as we've taken on the, AD duties and just trying to make sure all the things are flowing and doing. So thank you. That's what I have to say. Yay.
Do we have projected for the preschoolers, do we have any idea incoming kindergartners, how many?
Last I heard today was 7.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to somebody last night that hadn't signed up,
Yeah.
but they're coming to the thing.
Yeah, because we were talking about curriculum and ordering consumables for kinder, and that number, I heard somebody say we're expecting about 7 kiddos.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
For your, I'm sorry.
I'm done.
For your request for June and August to do the mapping, do we need to approve anything, or is that just spicing some money out of the budget that we have?
Yeah, I wrote that down. Do we need to,
We just need to budget something for it.
what do we need to budget for?
Probably hourly rate, right?
Yeah, probably. I had emailed Brianne and just kind of said, hey, what's your ballpark figure? And she had just gotten back to me, so.
That's okay. If it's nothing we have to approve, then I don't need to worry about it. I didn't know if we had
And
to
then when
sign off on something for it.
we talk budget, we'll have to add in her extended day program, right?
That'll be in the budget.
She's thinking a full day or a day and a half to complete it, like just a uninterrupted time. is kind of what she was thinking. So 8 hours, 16 hours-ish.
Yeah, just say 20. I mean, it's probably not, it's worth it, it sounds like, so.
So we
I'm not
agree
worried
20
about it.
hours set aside.
Somewhere in there, just,
We need some for ELA in August, right, prior to the start of the school year, I'm assuming? So we need it for this fiscal year and next fiscal year.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking like 2 work days in June and then 2 work days in August
Yeah.
prior to coming, like, for those who can,
Mhm.
to really start working on this curriculum mapping. Because it's extensive, but
So
man,
it'd
is
be-
it valuable.
And for August, it'd be more than just one person working on the curriculum mapping, right? So we need to allocate
By grade level, yeah.
16, yeah, so you,
Another 20?
no, it'd be more like
More,
20 per person.
No.
I was thinking 16, but
Yeah, or 16
Yeah,
per person,
16.
it's 2 days.
yeah.
We can talk about that.
I still think it's worth it.
Tracy Nelson had put a
That's-
number to that. and make sure
that's
it's in the
their
budget. for-
Budget, as long as we don't have to approve it,
Yeah,
they can handle it.
we agree with what you need to do.
Yes, go for it.
all right. Well, thank you for that. I'm sure they thank you too. Yay. All right, I'm done.
Okay, so we're gonna skip athletic director report. Any of the committees meets for this one? I don't believe they did. PTC, sounds like, the color run's coming up. I don't know if they need
Oh, I
to.
have a PTC.
You got something?
I do. They sent me something to say. They said, we want to thank everyone on the board who sold tickets or bought tickets for the pancake sausage breakfast. We really want to thank the board members who were able to come to the pancake breakfast. We really enjoy seeing members of the board at our events going forward. We will be doing the color run, which will be open to the community to come out and watch.
Good.
Also, we will be donating $100 to the 8th grade students toward their graduation decorations and or their trip, whatever they see fit for that money. Also, they have a full week for Staff Appreciation Week coming up. They'll be doing something each day for that week. And yeah, so.
I know it was cool coming in to see the pancake breakfast and all the people here, and I mean,
It was wonderful.
the treat table was unbelievable,
Right?
so.
We had there were so many donations for baked goods, for the raffles, like, it was, and I was there the whole entire time, and it was just steady people, impressive, and so many good compliments, it was delicious.
They said they served over 300 people.
Oh, that's awesome.
They should do it, once a quarter, because it's nice getting up Sunday morning and not having to make breakfast, I
true,
can
yeah.
tell you that much.
I think I was still asleep. Okay, on to discussion items. So do we need to further discuss capital projects?
Just if anybody has anything else to bring up, capital projects, I want to first of all thank everybody for coming to the working session. I know it's kind of tough to get away at 5 o'clock sometimes, but I think it was worth everybody coming and having a chance to ask questions and find out information that maybe they didn't know before, but it sounds like we've got a path forward, and again, just appreciate everybody coming.
Keeps everybody on the same page. So I'm glad you made it. Retirement party sign up, I passed around a sheet.
Don't forget to
Yeah.
sign up.
Yep, how many people you're bringing. And I think I added it to your calendars. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I don't know who looks at that. So we hope you can make it. Also, for those of you, I don't know if I'm gonna run again, but there is, those of you that are interested in Board President's Academy, I don't plan to be president again. So if anybody wants to take this, I probably should have when I didn't know it was offered at the time, but this is something that you can work out with Bob if you want to go to it. I'll pass it around. And let's see, and then the conference. Can we talk about this now too?
What is it?
Joint conference.
Joint conference. Oh, okay.
You'll all still be on the board then. If you want to take one to take home and discuss with your family, if you want to go. You want one?
I'll need to know, my preference would be to know for sure, sooner the better. Because if I have all the information, sooner the better, then I can hopefully get everything applied for and
Tracy, if you could make it, we would,
get everything,
I don't know what you would like.
situated in
plan for.
IASB's site.
You can put me down for attending.
I think it's beneficial to everybody. I have not learned anything, so. But yeah, if you want to let Bob know about the board president's training, sign up. Even if you don't want to be board president, you just want to do the training and, I don't know, maybe there's something we can work out. All right, we want to move to action items. Do you want to talk about that? I mean, you already stated mine.
First one is just a debit card for the activity account. This is just a more of a convenient way to use the activity account. Currently, when we're seeking, when a staff member has to buy something or we're out of activity, they either use their own money and we reimburse, or else we have Kelsey write a check for that. It just would be much easier to have a debit card hooked to it. Kelsey will develop a system where it's a check in, check out kind of thing, so we can keep track of who's using it, that kind of thing.
Modern times, Bob.
Yeah, I know. So again, this is just a more of a convenient way to use the activity account.
Do you want to explain as we go, or do you want to talk about all of them, then?
No, we'll just, yeah, just as we go. Yeah, then-
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve the addition of a debit card for the activity account?
So moved.
Second.
Do you have them separated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Olson.
Yes.
Gaines, yes. Goff.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Brenner Downey.
Yes.
Kanzak.
Yes. The press policy update?
Yeah, press policy, this is update 122. This, the updates, well, I don't know if yours is in color, but I'm guessing your computer would be. New language is in green, old language is in red. There are a few questions that were, that I had to answer on your behalf as well, so those are in there. But other than that, there are just a lot of language updates. I think there's 4, maybe 5 questions that came with it as well that are pretty standard stuff.
Can I have a motion to approve the press policy update 122?
Second.
Gaines, yes. Goff.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Brenner Downey.
Yes.
Kanzak.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
The district consolidated plan, this is an annual document that the board approves. This is kind of the starting point for the title grants. The next step would be to write the title grants. That'll be later this spring, if not in June. And again, this is just kind of the precursor to that, the starting point.
Can I have a motion to approve the district consolidated district plan for 26-27 school year?
A motion.
All right. Goff.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Brenner Downey.
Yes.
Kanzak.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Gaines, yes.
D is long overdue.
So D, this is regarding the rentals that we use for the stalls, $30 per month. We're not changing any money or anything like that. They're $360 annually. I think Kelsey's just looking for a standard way to apply that to all renters rather than kind of piecemealing here, there, and everywhere. It's just a little bit easier for her to keep track of. If we have everything due on August 1st, along with all the paperwork that she needs from them as well, it's just easier for her to track that and manage that.
Do you want to read the whole thing for the motion?
Yeah.
Motion to approve a resolution to implement annual rental payments and requirements effective August 1st, 2026, with rental rates to remain at $30 per month, $360 annually, unless otherwise adjusted by the board.
A motion.
I'll second.
All right. McLaughlin.
Yes.
Brenner Downey.
Yes.
Kanzak.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Gaines, yes. Goff.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to accept the bid from CMI for $634,000 for capital improvements?
So just to be clear, we're gonna,
Motion for the bigger amount.
Correct. We motion.
I just wanna make sure we make it clear for people. So
We we'll approve the motion, and then the next step would be Matt would come in and then work with the contractors to get the price down with the value.
yeah, we're gonna adjust it,
Yeah.
take out the west side. We
get
won't
the
get
price
AC
down.
right away, but we're still working on it. So.
And so that will be a separate bid itself.
And
Yeah.
upgrade electrical.
And upgraded electrical, that'll be like the next year. It'll probably roll into the next year then, but we can get the electrical additions.
Does that make sense? That we accept it high and then we're gonna do some changes down?
Just don't want to scare people.
Yeah.
Without another explanation, so.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Motion.
A second.
Bernard Downey,
Yes.
Kanzak,
Yes.
Olson, Gaines, yes. Goff,
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Let's see, okay, can I have a motion enter into closed session at 6:20 PM?
Motion.
Second.
There will be motions afterwards,
Okay.
Conzo,
yes.
Burdick. Olson. Gaines, yes. Goff,
Yes.
McLaughlin. Yes. Bernadone.
Yes.